Hi, and welcome to M. Claire's Yoga and Wellness channel. Before we start today, I'm going to just tell you a little bit about what is going on with M. Claire's Yoga and Wellness. So we are just about to launch our new website, and it's going to have memberships there for beginners, intermediates, advanced. We also have something called Yogi Bells, which is a great combination of yoga using a kettlebell as well. So you get the benefits of both the weight and loading the poses, as well as the flexibility and mobility that we get from the yoga asanas. And then we also offer something called Yogi Bears, or Kids Yogi Bears yoga, which is for little kiddies. And it's a really great way to teach them how to move, but also incorporate a little bit of how to stay calm and rest the body at the end of these really great adventures that we take them on with our little Yogi Bear. So if you are interested in some longer workouts, then I really want you to go and check it out. I will let you all know when the website does launch. But what we'll be doing is offering different forms of payment. We're going to be doing it through our company, which is Stealth Procurement. And if you start off with the beginner yoga membership and you decide partway through, oh, you know what, this is a bit too easy for me, I want to be challenged more, then you can send us an email and we'll just change you on to the next intermediate membership and subscription package. So we're really flexible. We're there to cater to all your needs and make sure you get everything that you want out of your workouts. And then also for it, we are going to offer something called accountability coaching. I'm not sure if any of you have heard about it, but what that is a much more one-on-one type of support. And there, it's not so much the workouts and the yoga flows that we are providing, but we actually help people to stay motivated in hitting their goals, finding that motivation to get through the workout on those days that we really don't want to do it. We really help with tips and tricks on wellness and healthy eating, breathing techniques, relaxation, how to manage stress, and much, much more. So if you are interested in that and you want to find out some more on it before we launch the website, you can also have a look or send me an email on mclaire, which is EMCLAIRE, at mclaireyoga.com. And you'll be able to shoot me an email and I'll get back to you as quick as possible. And then any questions you have, I will answer them for you. And the website will be mclaireyoga.com. So again, EMCLAIRE yoga.com. So I'll let you know when we launch it, but we really hope that if you enjoy the flows that I have and the wellness tips and tricks that I have on this channel, then you'll really enjoy the much more in-depth and longer flows that we offer on our website. So please check it out. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to do a calorie burner, and it's a weight loss flow. So we're going to fire up the body, get it all hot and sweaty, but we're also going to make sure that we incorporate that breathing and relaxation to let the body take all the benefits of the fiery side of it and then allow it to incorporate it and embody it and then relax at the end. So what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to do a longer flow than I usually would on my YouTube channels, and it's going to be a little bit of an idea of what you can expect if you come and join us on the M. Claire Yoga website. Okay, so let's get started. Right, I want us all to come to the back of our mat, and we're just going to sit on our toes today, and we're going to come forward. I'm just going to open up the back of our feet, sit up straight, And I want us to set an intention before we start today. Because this is a weight loss flow, we really want to push ourselves and get all the benefits that we can out of this. So close your eyes, place your hands comfortably on your lap. If it's too uncomfortable at the moment to begin with on the flow, sitting on your toes, you can just keep your feet flat on the mat. So do whatever's best for your body, but it is nice to open up the bottoms of those feet too, so give it a go. Okay, close your eyes, keep your shoulders down, sit up straight. And we're really going to focus on that intention of what we are expecting from ourselves for this flow. We want to really focus on going within ourselves, focus on the breathing and being present on the mat. We want to allow our body to push itself to the limits, but also release when it's time to relax. We want the mind to stay calm and focused and not be all over the place. We want to feel balanced and grounded. So with that being said, I want us to just begin our practice with a few deep inhales and exhales as we bring our arms over the top of our head on a count of 2 as we breathe in through our nose and then exhale everything out through our mouth. So inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And again, inhale through your nose. Exhale. And last one. Inhale. And exhale. Open up your eyes, untuck your toes, and then I want you just to come forward onto all fours into our tabletop position. Really ground through your hands, keeping your hands shoulder width apart, directly underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. And here again, I just want you to take some deep inhales and exhales. Throughout this practice, it's really important for us to really focus on our breathing as well. We want to encourage that fresh oxygen to come in, filling up our lungs and allowing for healing and tension release out of the muscles. We want to add that fresh oxygen into our bloodstream to help that blood pump through our body as we push it hard and add fire to our body through all the difficult poses that we're going to do to challenge ourselves for that weight loss and calorie burn. So take a few deep breaths here. And then move your hips side to side, getting into your hip joints as we wake up the body. Again, just breathing deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you can make this movement as big or as small as feels good for you. If you're feeling very stiff and tight and it's first thing in the morning for you, take your time and just make small movements side to side. Then we're going to circle forward, getting into those wrists, going clockwise to begin with. Coming all the way forward and then back, really waking up those wrist joints. And then change direction. One more circle. And then come back to neutral. Here we're going to add our cat-cows, but we're going to do it in a wave-like motion. We're going to come back towards our heels, round the spine, come forward, and then drop our hips into the downward facing dog, just leaving our thighs still on the floor. Push back towards our heels, and again, round the spine, bringing your chin towards the chest as you drop your hips, and then come back. We're going to do this 3 more times to really waken up the spine, adding that mobility. And if you feel comfortable here, you can also lift your thighs off the floor as you come to that upward facing dog. As you drop your knees and come on back towards the heels. And last time. Keeping those shoulders down. Then drop your knees. Come back into child's pose. Here you're going to reach your fingers to the front of the mat, sinking your chest towards the floor and relaxing your forehead on the mat. Then reach your fingers towards the left side of the room and you're just going to drop your hips towards the right, just getting that nice deeper stretch down the right side of the body. Then come back through center and change sides, bringing your hands towards the right and dropping your hips towards the left. Then come back to the center. Here I want you to interlace your fingers and bring your hands over the back of your head, deepening that stretch into the triceps and through the shoulder blades. And here you can also open up your knees towards the outside of the mat, keeping your toes together to deepen the stretch. And then extend your hands, bring them back to the front of the mat. Come on up, bring your knees together, tuck your toes, and push yourself up into our first downward facing dog. Push through your hands. Our aim is to reach our heels towards the mat, but if you're up here and you need a bend in your knee, please do so. And as we work our way through the flow, you'll find your flexibility will increase. And if you join us on our memberships, we'll actually work you through each week a different flow to keep improving that flexibility and mobility. And this you'll find will become much, much more easier. So if you can, you aim to get your heels towards the mat. But here we're going to walk our legs out on the spot so that we can try and get deeper into those muscles, into our hamstrings, into our calves. And just release any tension. You know, for weight loss, it's important that we do allow our muscles to relax and release the tension as well, so our bodies can come back to that equilibrium and be able to burn those calories instead of holding on to that tension, constantly in that fight mode instead of in the state of calm and peace. So it is really beneficial that we incorporate both the yin and the yang into our workouts to get the benefit for everything, the weight loss, the calorie burners, but also for our bodies to be able to heal, relax, and rejuvenate. And come back to center. We're going to come forward into a bear position. Do not let your knees touch the floor, and then you're going to tilt your tailbone and push back into our downward facing dog. We're going to repeat this 10 times. Engage your core as we do this, and your thighs. We want to start building up that heat now. Halfway. Last two. And last one. Then we're going to come back into that bear position. Keep your hands directly underneath you. Nice long flat backs. Keep your knees a couple of inches off the floor, and I want you to hold it here. Really engage your core and feel the burn start in your thighs. Here I want you to lean slightly into that right foot, and you're going to bring the left foot up, and we're going to pulse for 5. Come back into bear. Repeat on the opposite side. Bring the weight into your left foot. Point your right toes towards the air, and then, towards the ceiling, and then pulse. Back to center. Repeat on the opposite side. Back to the right leg. It's a very small movement, but you'll feel it really does work. And one more round on each side. And last time. Come back to center. Bring your chest towards your thighs and push up into downward facing dog. Breathe here. We're going to take 3 deep inhale and exhales. Inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. To slow our heart rate down again. Then step forward with your right foot in between your hands. Come into a high lunge. Here you're going to come on up. Sink through your hips. We'll try and keep a really strong back leg. And you can use your hand or hands to push through that knee to just get a little deeper stretch into the back. And if you're comfortable here, I want you to extend your arms over your head, interlace your fingers, point your index fingers up, and we're going to tap that knee to the floor. Careful with your balance, make sure you're grounded through that front foot. Last two. Bring our hands back, come into that high lunge, hold it here. And then straighten your leg into our pyramid. And again, I want you to focus on your breathing here. As we add fire in between, I want you to slow it down. So we're going to increase our heart rate, then bring it back down to resting by using the deep inhales through our nose and exhales through our mouth. While we're staying in these sort of poses for the stretching side of it, so that we can also increase that flexibility and mobility. If you feel comfortable here, you can also add a twist, placing your left hand next to your right foot and reaching towards the ceiling. Please be very careful with your balance here. But if you do fall out, the beauty of these practices are that you can do it in the comfort of your own home or wherever you are. You can do it by yourself. So it's your practice. You don't have to worry, and if you fall out, that's part of it. It's how we learn and how we grow, is by making mistakes and getting straight back up and trying again. Then come on back, bend forward into that high lunge, release that back leg and the toes into low lunge.
Sink the hips down to deepen that stretch. And again, we're going to come on up using our hands to push through the knee to deepen that stretch as well. And again, if you'd like to, you can add that little back bend, interlacing your fingers, extending your index fingers up towards the ceiling. Then come forward, bring your hands into prayer position, and just add a nice spinal twist here. Looking up towards the ceiling, trying to bring your hands towards the center of your chest. And anyone that would like to and is more advanced, you can add an extension with your hands here, reaching your one hand towards the ceiling and placing your left hand on the outside of your right foot. And then come back into prayer position, tuck that back foot, coming into our twisted high lunge. You can either look towards your foot on the floor for your balance, or you can also look up towards the ceiling. Then come forward, place your hands on the floor, step back into plank, engage your core. If you need to put your knees on the floor, please do so. Here we're going to do some core work. So we're going to bring the same knee to the same elbow and back, and repeat on the opposite side. Try and get physical contact on these. And 4 more on each side. And last one. And come through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Try and keep your toes together and your thighs off the floor if you can. Breathe here, shoulders down. Then you're going to tuck your toes and we're going to do tricep push-ups. Keeping your elbows close to your side, bringing your forehead towards the mat and pushing back up again. Using your core as strength as well as you move up and down. If this is too difficult, you can also just do your chaturanga push-ups from your knees. Last 2. Last 1. Untuck your toes and push back into our downward facing dog. And again, coming back to that breathing. Deep in through your nose and out through your mouth. Slowing down your heart rate before we repeat on the opposite side. Now step forward with your left foot in between your hands, coming into that high lunge. And again, sinking your hips, nice straight long back leg. Focusing on your breathing. And you're going to come on up, careful with your balance, and use those hands to push your knee just to get a deeper stretch here. And you can come on up into that deeper back bend, interlacing your fingers, pointing that index finger towards the ceiling. Making sure that you have a strong, grounded front foot as we add those taps and extensions to the floor. Tap your knee. You don't want to collapse onto the floor. It's literally just a little touch and then extend again. Last 2. Last one, hold it here. And then come forward. You're going to come into that twist, bringing your hands in prayer position to the center of your chest, looking up towards the ceiling. And then coming forward, back into our high lunge. Drop that back knee, untuck the toes, coming into our low lunge here. Breathing here deeply. Again, coming up, using our hands as a leverage to push through and deepen that stretch. Adding a slight little back bend here too. And if it's within your practice, you can also add that twist, bringing your hands towards the center of your chest, looking up towards the ceiling. And if this doesn't feel good, please just stay in the low lunge. And if you'd like to extend here, place your hand next to your left foot and reach your left hand towards the ceiling and taking your gaze up towards that hand. And come back into prayer position. Tuck your toes and extend, careful with your balance, into that twisted high lunge. Then come on forward, place your hands on the floor, step back into the plank. Again, we're going to do our core exercise here, but this time we're going to do opposite knee to opposite elbow. Try and get that physical contact and then change sides. Coming through a plank, strong plank in the center. Pushing through your hands and deep breathing as you go through this. Five more on each side. Last two. And last one. Through your chaturanga, upward facing dog. And again, we're going to do our tricep push-ups. So tuck those toes, keep your elbows towards your side, and bring your forehead towards the floor, and then push back up again. Like I said earlier, if this is too difficult, just do your push-ups from your knees. Three more. And last one. Untuck your toes and then push back into our child's pose. Again, sinking your chest towards the floor and coming back to that deep breathing to slow everything down. And come on up, bring your knees close together, tuck your toes, come into the downward facing dog. Breathe here. And you can either step, walk, or jump to the front of your mat, coming into our standing forward fold. You're going to fold over. If you can, place your hands next to your feet, bringing your head close towards your knees. But if this is difficult,
for you, please keep a little bend in the knees and just work with your body. And if you'd like to, you can get hold of your elbows and add little rocks side to side here. Just getting into the side of the body, allowing the head to be heavy. And then bend your knees and slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time, coming into our mountain pose. I want you to ground your feet. So spread your toes apart. Have your hands facing forward. Keep your shoulders down. Pull in your core. And I want you to close your eyes here. I want you to see how you feel. Do you feel balanced? Do you feel like you're wobbling all over the place? Are you grounded? Is your mind wandering all over the place, thinking about what you should have done, where you should be right now, what you have to do? Or are you able to be present right here, right now, focusing on the breathing and being here on the mat? If we can check in every so often, this helps us to gain that connection to ourselves and keep bringing us back to the present moment and not living in the past and the future. And this really does help with our body and weight loss and healing, because it keeps us grounded and focused. So I just want you to spend a moment here with your eyes closed. Unless this feels very uncomfortable, then by all means keep your eyes open. But I do want you to work towards this, finding a way of standing in stillness and feel grounded and focusing on the breathing and being present. Again, the deep inhales through our nose and then exhaling through our mouth. And then I want you to take your hands, reach your hands over the top of your head, have a big stretch, interlace your fingers and add a little back bend here. Then come on back up, and then you're just going to reach towards the right side of the body, the right side of the room, but trying to imagine that you are lying against a wall and you're having to keep your back very flat. You don't want to be leaning forward or leaning back too much. Then come back to the center and repeat on the opposite side, reaching towards the left. And come on back up. And we're going to come bend our knees, bring our fingertips along the floor, and bring our hands above our head, coming into our chair position. We're going to just hold it here, feeling the fire building up in our quads. And here we're going to add some pulses. We're just going to do little movements up and down and try and get as low as possible. Two more. Then hold it here. And for those that want to join me, we're going to try and come up on our tippy toes and then controlled come back down again. If you shake, that's very normal. Two more. And last one, I just want you to hold it here. And then slowly bring your hands into prayer position and come down into the seated position up on your tippy toes. And try and just find your balance here. We're going to try and slightly lean back, touch your knees on the floor, and then use the momentum and your core to come back up again. Like I said, if you fall in these poses, that is very normal. It's your body learning new things, which the body likes to do because it's exciting. It's our mind that likes to stay the same and is fearful of change and trying different things that we might fail at. Two more of these. Last one. Place your hands on the floor and jump back into our plank. Engage your core here. You're going to hold this plank for a few breaths. Again, while we're building the heat, we also want to slow the heart rate down. So we're going to do 4 deep inhale and exhales here before we go through our chaturanga. So in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. 2 more, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And last one, in through your nose, and exhale it all out. Coming through your chaturanga, into your upward facing dog. Keep your shoulders down, toes together, thighs off the floor. And again, we're going to tuck those toes and do our tricep push-ups. Bringing our forehead towards the floor and our core to help us come back up again. Last 2. And last 1. Untuck your toes. Push back into our downward facing dog. And again, focus on the breathing. Extend your left leg into a 3-legged downward dog. And here we're going to pulse. Just a small movement, but really getting into the glute. 5 more. This time we're going to come forward, bringing that left knee to the left elbow, and then kick back up again. And repeat. You can do this 6 times. Last 2. And last 1. Come back into our downward facing dog. Come back to the breathing. And repeat on the opposite side, extending your right leg into 3-legged downward dog and adding those pulses. Two more. Then come forward, right knee to right elbow, kick back up. Really getting into the obliques here. And last one. Come back in to our downward facing dog. Step forward with your right foot and just dropping that left foot slightly onto the floor, coming up into our warrior 1. You can either keep your hands apart or interlace those fingers again, pointing your index finger up. And you're going to open up into warrior 2. Hold it here. Deep breathing again. And what we're going to do is add some crunches, bringing our elbow towards the knee and then coming back up again. Four more. Last two. And then I want you to bring your hand down next to your foot. We're going to come into side angle pose. Extend those fingertips to the front of the room. Look up towards that hand. And if this is too difficult, you can also use your elbow here. Come to wherever's comfortable for you. And for any of you that would like to add a bind here, you're going to bring your hand underneath your leg, interlace your fingers, pull your shoulders back and look up towards the ceiling. Then pivot that back foot, come back into high lunge, step back, come through your chaturanga, upward facing dog, push back into our downward facing dog. Again, come back to your breathing. Step forward with that right foot. We're going to come into a Skidasana here. If you need to, use your hands for balance. Or, if it's within your practice, careful with your balance, place your hands into prayer position, sit up straight, and really feel that lovely stretch in here as you sink those hips down, but not collapsing onto the floor. And I hope you're starting to get a bit of a sweat on here and you can feel the body really working. But I hope you can also appreciate the benefits of doing the deep breathing in between and allowing that time for your body to recover as we move from one movement to the next. You can place your right hand to the outside of your right foot and add a twist here. And also, if you'd like to add a bind here, please feel free to join me. Interlace your fingers as you bind your right arm around your right knee, also using it as a way to pull out that right knee as well to deepen the stretch. And come back into prayer position. We're just going to stand up, pigeon toe our feet, and come into a wide-legged forward fold. Place your hands in the center of your mat. I want you just to get comfortable here, feeling the nice stretch down the back of your hamstrings. To make this easier, you can keep your legs further apart. To make it harder, you keep your feet closer together. So just work with your body and go as far and as deep as you feel comfortable today. I want you to get hold of your ankles if it is possible and bring your forehead towards the floor. And again, coming back to that deep breathing. And for any of you that would like to deepen this stretch, you can interlace your fingers and bring your hands over the top of your head, bringing them towards the floor, getting into the shoulders. And then come on back, bring your hands to the center. We're going to Skidasana to the back of the mat. Again, use your hands if you need to, or if you're comfortable, come into that prayer position, sinking the hips down, deepening the stretch, using your arm to push that knee out. And again, if you'd like to do that nice twist here, extend your left hand to outside of your left foot and twist. You can also add a bind here as well. Come on back out. Bring your hands back into prayer. We're just going to pivot round into that high lunge here. And we're just going to drop that back foot
And come on up into our warrior one. Again, you can interlace your fingers and add a little back bend here. Work with your body, do whatever feels good for you. Always remember, this is your practice, this is your body. You must do whatever feels good for you. You know, the beauty of yoga and the flows that I do for you is it's just about movement. It's about opening the body up, reconnecting with yourself, and having that time to be present on the mat, where many of us don't have a lot of it, and we are pulled in lots of different ways, and this just gives you that time to be and to move and to let the mind just be with you, present on what you're doing and focusing on the breathing. So it's not a competitive sport, it's just for enjoyment. It's just a movement practice. And then come into our warrior two. Keep your shoulders down. Make sure that knee doesn't go over the front of your toes and that the knee is not falling inwards. Try and pull it out. And again, we're going to add those crunches. If you don't feel you're up to this, please just sit it out or stay in the warrior two position. Bring that left elbow to knee and then back up again. Halfway. Last two. And last one. Back to warrior two. Come down into a side angle pose. Like I said, you can also keep your hand on your knee or your elbow on your knee if it's better for you. Keep your palm facing down and look up towards the ceiling. And if you'd like to add the bind here, you can join me bringing that left hand underneath the legs and interlacing the fingers behind you. We're slowing everything down now. You'll be happy to know you guys have done really great. So not too much longer. Hang on in there. And just keep remembering the breathing. And come on back out. Pivot your back toe. Come into that high lunge. Step back into our plank. Through our chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And then push back into our downward facing dog. Again, coming back to the breathing, deep inhales and exhales. And then step that left foot and pivot round, coming into that wide-legged forward fold again. Here, if you feel comfortable, you can come down onto your forearms, deepening the stretch. Or you can take your hands and reach them towards the back of the room and bring your forehead towards the mat. Again, getting a deeper stretch here. Those who want to take your left hand to your right ankle, you can add a twist here. Just careful with your balance. Make sure that this is within your practice. Don't try it unless you feel very strong and grounded. Then come back to the center, change sides. And again, come back to the center. Have one last little stretch here. You can interlace those hands. If you didn't try it before, you can try it now. Or you can just stay in that wide-legged forward fold. Then come on up. Just pivot that right foot. Coming into our high lunge again. Step back into plank, through our chaturanga, upward facing dog, and push back into downward facing dog. Again, take a few moments to focus on the breathing again.
And then I want you to look between your hands and you're just going to cross your legs and come and meet me in the center of your mat. Coming into boat pose. Keep length in the spine. If you would like to, you can also extend your legs here. And just breathe. Nearly done. Then bring your feet flat on the floor. Hold on to your knees. We're just going to add a little bit of spinal mobility. Push through your chest, look up towards the ceiling. Feel that lovely stretch across the front of your chest. And then you're just going to roll down, rounding your spine, bringing your chin towards your chest. And then repeat at your own pace. Last one. And then I want you to just roll down one vertebra at a time, coming onto your back. I want you to lift your right leg, place your hands behind the back of your leg, and just pull your leg towards you, adding this nice little stretch down the back of your hamstrings. You can take it wherever your flexibility is. You can have your hands wherever on your leg, or if it's too difficult, you can just leave your leg and not place your hands anywhere. And then you can also do the flex and extension with your toes and your foot, just to add a deeper stretch here. And then bring both legs up and cross the right leg over the top of the left, getting hold of the feet like handlebars and bringing your legs towards your chest, getting right into the glutes, just releasing them off. We've done a lot of work today on them. And here you can just interlace your legs, coming into eagle legs, dropping them towards the left side, looking over towards your right hand as you extend that behind you, coming into a nice spinal twist. And come back to center. Extend your legs, drop your right leg to the floor, and come into that lovely stretch where you take your hands behind the back of your left leg and pull it towards you, and just go to wherever feels comfortable. And again, you can add that flex with your foot and extension to get a deeper stretch. And then bring both legs up and take your left leg over the top of the right, get hold of your feet, and then pull them towards the floor. And you can either lift your head up if that feels like you get a better stretch, or you can leave it on the mat. Then you're going to interlace those legs into eagle legs, drop your legs towards the right side, reach your left hand towards the back of the room as we gaze towards that left hand, coming into this spinal twist. And come back to center. Keep your legs up, reach your fingers towards your toes for one last little stretch here. Bend your knees, interlace your hands onto your elbows, come into this tight little ball. You can rock side to side just to get into the lumbar spine. As we extend our legs and allow our arms to fall to the side of our body as we come into our final position, Shavasana. I want you all to just lie here with your feet falling to the outside and your hands and your face and your body relaxing and sinking into the mat. Please bear with me and end the practice with this final moments of relaxation. Please don't turn off early and dash off. This is one of the most crucial parts of our flow. We've built up a lot of heat and we've really worked the body. So it's very important that you allow it the time to rejuvenate and relax and come back to its equilibrium. So while you lie here, I want your body to start feeling heavy and to feel any tension you might still have to just release out of the body. I want your eyelids to become heavy as you close them. Any thoughts that come into your head or that anxious feeling like you need to get up and leave, just allow it to come and go and come back to the breathing so that it brings you back to the present moment. To slow everything down, we're going to take 3 inhales, the common theme of the breathing practice that we've been doing throughout this entire weight loss flow. We're going to do the breathe in through our nose for 2, hold it for 2, and then exhale it all out through our mouth. And do this just to allow everything to just relax. So in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. And our last one, inhale. And exhale everything out. Lie here, allow your breathing to come back to its normal pattern. And if you're ready to end your practice with me, I want you to start to move your finger and toes. Keep your eyes closed for the moment. Start to move your body and waken it up. Take your hands over the top of your head for one big stretch. And one last deep inhale through your nose. As you exhale everything out, roll over to your side and come and meet me in the center of your mat in a comfortable position. You can either sit like this or you can come into your lotus if you'd like to. Thank you very much for joining me today on one of my longer flows, but I hope you have seen what it will be like if you do come and join my memberships. So you'll get a much more in-depth and full workout in. And we will do a lot of the weight loss and fat burning flows as well. So please check it out. And if you did like this flow,
Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, your family, and whoever else you think would enjoy it, and let's grow the channel together. And again, if you need to shoot me an email, please email me at Emily Claire at mclaireyoga.com. No hyphen, just EMCLAIRE yoga.com. Sorry, that's the website. It's going to take me a while to get used to it. So email me at mclaire@mclaireyoga.com, and my website will be mclaireyoga.com. And again, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Take care.